Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to today's sharing, the Wednesday Harmonize to Energize presentation of inspiring stories from practitioners, self-help teachers throughout the world. A particular warm welcome to those of you that are new. Jin Shin Jyutsu is an art of harmonizing life energy, sometimes called chi or ki, through the body. And we do that by placing our hands on what we call safety energy locks on organ function energy pathways, sometimes called meridians, left and right of the spine. So, without further ado, let's see who this week's mystery presenter is.
Ta-da!
Yeah!
It's me again.
Welcome, LA. Oh, how wonderful it is. Well, I got so much to thank LA for. Many of you know him very well as the host for the We Are Ones and many other things. But without LA, I would not know anything about Webinar Jam. And he's a consummate teacher, and he really supports everything I've done. He's the guy that uploads all these videos every week, and he does it, no problem whatsoever. So I'm very grateful to you, LA, and it's my pleasure and my honor to have you present to us today. So without further ado, over to you.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here with you. And it's an adventure, like all these amazing things that we developed together. I think that you continuing with Harmonize to Energize is a blessing to these people that are watching live and also to all those people who are watching on YouTube. And we are also leaving a legacy for the future. It's beautiful to have the opportunity of having the community come in and sharing their stories. It's a way to include everyone. And I am so happy to be here with you all today. So I'm seeing here in the chat. So hi, everybody. I don't know if you were listening to the hammer. We plan everything to be as smooth as possible, and apparently my neighbor upstairs is doing a renovation. So it's the uncontrollable. So I was thinking of talking to you about Safety Energy 9 and my experience with it. And it's so interesting because that's the sense of second depth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That pulsation. So it manifested physically here. Yeah, and because the Safety Energy Lock 9 lives on the level of second depth, and 9 is also the number that harmonizes the second depth. So let's explore that. I was really thinking I have so many stories when I started and how sick I was in the beginning. I went to Scottsdale many times and I took classes, but the story I would like to share today is the story of transformation, because the nines are a quality, an awareness that everything is changeable. I don't know if you would agree with me on this, Terry, but 9 is such a dynamic safety energy lock and an awesome tool for us when we want to let go and being reborn. For me, it was much of an experience of being reborn in the same lifetime.
Yeah.
So many things that I used to carry physically, emotionally, mentally, and then the nines were a blessing just to witness that nothing is fixed. While there is a pulse, it's changeable. We can transform, we can rewrite, we can reroute our lives. So I was thinking of one of the many experiences I had with Safety Energy Lock 9. I don't know if everyone who is watching this know where it is. It is down there near thoracic vertebra 7, 8, 9, a special area of energy there. And one of the most interesting practices that I had was with my thumb. Can you still hear it? Let's see if we harmonize our thumb, if it goes away.
Perhaps they want to join us.
Yes. Let's see if the pulse changes, maybe in rhythm or in texture. And I remember when I arrived in, uh, there were many times that I went to a class that my perspective shifted. One of these big shifts that I had was in Scottsdale in a 5-day class with Philomena Dooling. And I was already excited because many things had changed. And I said, okay, next step. I met Wayne, I met Muriel, and then I went to meet Philomena. And she gave me this practice that I'm going to share with you today. I used to hold my thumb for 1 hour every day.
Wow. Wow.
So simple, right? Holding your thumb.
Oh.
I had so many labels. I mean, I had migraine, I had kidney stones, so many labels. And I would stay with my thumb. Sometimes I would open the energy flow, like with 1125 or something, or a safety energy lock 1 flow, just to bring the energy down. And then I would spend, as Mary teaches us in Self-Help Book 3, bust line, waistline, and hip line, right?
Right.
So I would spend 20 minutes talking to my bust line, 20 minutes talking to my waistline, and 20 minutes talking to my hip line. And it was so deep. I think one of the gifts that Jin Shin Jyutsu brings us is that we can choose how deep we would like to dive in. Sometimes, you're just having a headache, or you're having a bad digestion. You go there and you can hold your thumb. That's one level. But if you're willing to really get to know yourself and be your true self, and strip away all of the layers that we're not, and sometimes we're just labeled. Jin Shin Jyutsu is a tool for your entire life path, and it's surprising how we keep evolving into our awareness. And I would stay there 20 minutes, holding my thumb in the bust line. I would I would feel the palm side. I would switch to the back side. I would go to the laterals, and I would just explore. Sometimes lying down in bed over there, feeling a lot of pain, but giving me time to breathe, time to let go, time to be with myself. And then things would start changing. Are you holding your thumb right now?
everybody. We can't see you, unfortunately.
Yeah, we can't see, but
Yes, we can
please
see.
join us.
Yeah.
And we know that the thumb is the finger facilitator for safety energy lock 9, for other safety energy locks as well. But for me, it was just so clear how my back started to change. And I hope I can share that with you. Our minds usually love the complexities. Oh, let's do that special flow with 20 steps and switching sides. Sometimes our minds get into that. But my invitation today was to bring the simplicity that changed my body, helped change my emotions, and also my mind. Even to this day, many of the labels simply dissolved. Others are a project for a lifetime, but they are surely better, and I'm more resilient than ever. So join us. Hold your thumb. Talk to your bust line. Regina is saying keep it simple. Because simple doesn't mean shallow. Sometimes simple is the way towards the depth, towards listening to ourselves. You see, the pulse changes.
Perfect.
You know, it's real. Sometimes you say, oh, no, it's real. It changes the vibration around us. So we let go. We breathe. We let go. We are present. And it just is, you know. You don't have to think. You don't have to tell your body what to do. You are just with yourself, taking time for yourself. And yet again, I think Terry and I share this point of view. There's a certain path of our life. There's a certain way that we incorporate Jin Shin Jyutsu into our life. It's not something we do. You just incorporate that into your all aspects of your life. The way you breathe, the way you hold yourself, the way you go to bed, the way you wake up in the morning. It's not something that you do. It's just the way that you live.
Beautiful.
And we choose to live with more awareness and more compassion towards ourselves. Let's go to the waistline. It would be the mid part of the thumb, and you can choose the back, the palm side, or the lateral side. And the one that feels more comfortable, it's surely the one that your body needs. And earlier, I was thinking of what to share and what to say. We usually relate the word flow to the water element. And Safety Energy 9 has lots of relationships with the water element. Kidney, gallbladder, fourth depth, many relationships. But I was coming home and the window of the car was open and I was feeling the airflow on my face. as I was thinking, there's there's this constant flow of air. If we think of the planet, the currents of air, we talk about the currents of water, but the air also flows. And I was thinking, I don't know if that happens to you, but you do your cleaning, and then after a few days, in some spots of the corners of the doors, you find some dust. In places there that the air doesn't flow. And I had never thought about that. And I wish to share with you this awareness of the breath that I had today. So when we talk about breathing from head to toes, from safety energy log 4 to safety energy log 7, it's also a current of breath, of presence. And we let go of the accumulations in our minds, in our supervisors, which are connected to the air element. So I just had that feeling of the airflow being open by safety energy log 9. And we can also make another relationship, Terry, with the lung function energy, right? Because lung also comes here in another level, in a more concrete level, let's say, a more dense aspect than the subtle energy. So I was thinking of a lung that can breathe in every cell. How is that? That the breath can arrive to every single part of the lungs. It's something for you to explore. And we can go to the hip line, to the third articulation of the tongue, to the base of the thumb, and we be there. So it's an exercise of transformation, of change, and that was the message that I was willing to share with you all today. Simple can be really deep. Don't take simple for granted.
Yeah, that's beautiful. You know, folks, I don't have to add anything to what LA has said. I think he's covered a vast universe in a very few words, but with great reverence, I felt, and connection. And, you know, once you've been practicing Jin Shin, that awareness does grow.
Yes.
And those insights come. I mean, I've not had that particular insight that LA had there, but when I reflect on it, oh my gosh, doesn't it make so much sense? And, you know, if you join us to share stories or to listen, please, you know, if you have these wonderful insights that others can connect to, we'd love you to share them, because I don't know about you, but my energy did shift because somewhere in my intelligence or my awareness, it knew that what LA was saying was real. For me, and hopefully for you, and definitely for LA, we made a connection. And, you know, with this universal energy that does connect us all, this art of compassion, we're reaching out and reminding ourselves of what we've forgotten. In a way, Mary would always say, we're remembering who we are, what we are, how we connect through our awareness. So I just so touched by LA's presentation here. This is one of those presentations, and they've all been wonderful. This is one of those presentations for me personally. It may not be for everyone, but for me personally, I would relish sitting in again, because for me, LA brought the experience to us. The silence came with it, and the depth of awareness the silence brings. So I am exceedingly
Thank you.
Y'all, did you feel the presence?
Yes, people
presence
saying good things in the chat.
Yeah,
it's really wonderful, and you don't need to believe us. You just practice and feel what happens for you. Do it one day, and then do it for a week. Do it for a month. Something that touches you, something that maybe you learned and you would like to develop, an awareness, a quality, and be with it and feel how it all by itself, how harmony starts developing and permeating everything.
Yeah. So you know why I always ask LA to present if I'm not available, folks. If you didn't, now you do. You know, this was exquisite, and I'm very honored to receive this connection with LA leading us through. So thank you. Thank you so much, LA. That's just wonderful. I'm kind of greedily going, what's next? But, you know, it's the simplicity that we've, you know, come to here, I believe, and the presence, which is where it's at in my experience. So, wow. I mean, LA, do you have anything you want to talk about in terms of any classes that may be coming up that you're involved in, or anything you want to talk about with Jin Shin in Brazil or anything?
Yes, right now, here in Brazil, we're not having so many classes, but I have my office here in Florianópolis in Brazil. It's an island in the south, very much like Hawaii. There are similar vegetation.
Oh, really?
The weather in the winter is different, but it's really similar during summer. It's beautiful. So if you're ever coming to Brazil and during summer in our hemisphere, come and visit. I'll be delighted to receive you and share a session with you. Right now, we're reopening in Brazil step by step, and we're confident that awareness changes everything. So we do our part, right? We do our best. We are present, and we be the pulse. We be the breath.
Yeah. And, you know, as I mentioned earlier, you know, Ali has supported, taught, not just me, but probably just about every instructor how to use Webinar Jam, which is what we're using, and probably Zoom too. An exquisite host. You've all seen him, and he is, I think you are back now heading up the office for a bit, is that right? The Brazil
Yes, I'm helping the Brazilian office right now. We're in transition. We had another person. I ran the office for almost, I think, 8 years. And then other projects came, and it was too much. And then we had another coordinator, and now I'm stepping in again and training a new coordinator, which is Ana Paula. Soon she will be.
Who was that? Did you say?
Taking care of the community.
Who was that? I didn't quite catch that.
Ana Paula.
Oh, Paula.
Ana Paula. Yeah.
Was she a teacher, translator?
Sometimes I translate for her. Yes.
Okay. No, I didn't know whether she was a translator herself. Oh,
No, no,
no.
no.
Okay. Oh,
Not yet.
maybe I'm thinking of a lady in Mexico, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfect. So, we're in good hands in Brazil, folks. So
Yeah, we yeah,
if you want to,
we're
yeah,
heart full of love. We are here to be supportive.
yeah. So, wow. Anyway,
Thank
this is
you.
hard to draw to a conclusion, but as LA said, the nine. Well, he didn't actually specifically say this, but the nine is that transitional space of ending whatever experience you're having, and then moving on to the next in that space, in the ninth depth space. And so, the only thing I want to mention is. Perhaps we'll have a quick look at what's happening in the Jin Shin Jyutsu world at the moment. We'll have a quick look at the website. Um, Unfortunately, live classes are not yet back. Let's turn the screen share on. Here we go. Um, but here we are on the website, and there's a continuation of organic conversations. I think I'm not entirely clear on this. I apologize, but I believe it's offered every 2 weeks, and our three instructors are Sarah, Maria, and Jill. And the study group dates are normally here. I mean, the ones have passed here. I guess there's one that's just finished. But keep an eye on this because it's, I believe, ongoing, and you can register today here. And then coming up on September the 17th, which is Friday, is the 9 months of creation, the story of our origins, taught by Anita Willoughby. The dates and times are all in New York time, September 17th through 19th. There are the times, and here are your organizers. Register today. If you've missed any classes, you can click on these links and all the information and fees are there. One class that I believe will be happening, although the promotion isn't as yet there, we're expecting, or at least I'm expecting, to be presenting Jill Pasquinelli and Sarah on Saturday, this coming Saturday, the 18th. And it'll be the part 2, which Sarah began back in August, I think, on fourth depth and understanding and exploring fear. So keep an eye on the web. I believe it is happening. I haven't heard anything to the contrary. It'll be the usual fee of $35, and it'll be for 2 hours, and it'll be 2 o'clock New York time, and it'll be Sarah and Jill presenting. So keep an eye on the web, folks. I think I might have to do a little bit of chevying up to see what's happening in the works, but unless I hear otherwise, I believe it's happening. So we'll look forward to that. And yes, thank you, Regina. I think you disappeared. I will be here this Friday. But I will say this, coming up, the Harmonize to Energize, due to a changing in schedules and everything, will actually revert back to one time a week after October the 1st. October the 1st will be the last Friday. But what we'll do is on our Wednesdays, I think these presentations are absolutely invaluable. We will continue with the stories, and then we will alternate. And then one Wednesday, perhaps it'll be simply practicing with fingers, with not so much story or narrative behind it. We'll see how it goes. I'm just going to go with the flow on this one, and let it grow organically. But just you will be informed that you will no longer need to register for 2. It'll just be the 1. And it will be Wednesday. So anyway, without further ado, enough from me. And once more, thank you, Ale. That was just exquisite, as I said.
Thank you.
Repeat button. And the replay will be available perhaps within about 48 hours. And we're looking forward to me getting my act together and letting Ale know what each video is about. I apologize for those of you that spend your time leafing through. Well, there's probably about 100 now. Trying to.
Wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah.
We live, it's a challenging time, but it's a blessed time being connected to you all over the world. It's priceless.
Yes. And the wisdom that's being imparted so freely and with such a smooth, balanced energy that we're receiving when we all come together. Yeah, I have no better word than priceless. So it's priceless.
Thank you, Terry.
Oh, thank you, Ale. I mean, thank you so much. And thank you, everybody. Yeah, big hugs to LA indeed, and big hugs to you all. Stay safe, folks. We're still in the big transformation. So, you know,
hold your thumbs.
Probably your index finger. And
as well.
Yeah, and keep exhaling and bringing in the new. Because as we do this, we move forward. We stay present to what is, but we're also moving forward. Sometimes we go back to learn, but we're staying, you know, in that center line. Yes. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, LA. Love to you, my friend. Love to everyone. Take good care. Au revoir. This is what would you say in Brazil?
Até mais. See you soon. Até mais.
Yeah, até mais. Yeah, see you soon, everybody. Bless you all.
Thank you.
Bye for now.